that thumb. He's looking at a return either week 8 or week 10. So probably somewhere around 6.5 weeks to 6.5 weeks to 8.5 weeks for Dak Prescott. Week 10 would be against the Packers after the bye. So that is the timetable for Dak Prescott. As far as the potential trade options, my understanding is the Cowboys' priority is to go internal, to go to Cooper Rush, someone they believe in, certainly not a household name.
Said they're sitting in these rooms right now trying to figure out if their backup quarterback can get through 6-8 weeks. Or are there other options? Are there other quarterbacks out there? I think it's too late.
I do think he will keep them afloat, make some throws, keep these boys on the football field. They will run the ball well. They are fine. That schedule is what we call boo-boo the foo-foo.
Hey guys, welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and of course, my lovely co-host, GameTime Bryan. What's going on, Bryan? How you doing, man?
Primetime Phil.
Yeah,
What's
a little bit
going
of
on,
smiles
my man?
on our faces as we get through this Monday. I was, obviously my prediction was totally wrong, which I am very happy with. What about you? You were a lot closer. You were saying it was going to go either way.
I was all over it. I went the other way. I mean, I think my professional opinion, I'm ahead to do that. So
No, I totally understand on that sense, because I feel like if I can pick whatever I pick, it's going to go the opposite way, then of course I feel like I would go against the Cowboys all season just so we can make sure it goes the other way. But then that's when they wouldn't allow that at all. So I'm very happy. It was a very close game. It was very surprising in the beginning. I think that was a big surprise for everybody. Can we get off start? Can we get off hot off the start? And it was amazing to watch. I mean, you heard rumors of possibly Kellen Moore being helped by Mike McCarthy in that first half. What do you think about those possible rumors?
Well, we saw Mike McCarthy with the play sheet in his hand, so I don't know what he was doing. If he was listening to the play, saying, well, no, maybe this. I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it, but whatever it was, it worked. Just like last week, though, the first 10 plays, the scripted or the first drive went well. They scored last week. They didn't get a touchdown, but yeah, it was impressive. It's what we know they could do. They ran a lot more 12 personnel, and you see what happened. But the second half was like a slow death. It was literally, oh my God, you just saw it happen. You could see it happening. So it was nice how it ended up. Thank God. It saved everything.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I would definitely admit that. I think our weak link is still there, and it's still going to be there through the whole season, which is going to be obviously Kellen Moore. But when you look on the defensive side of the ball, man, there was a lot to get excited about. When you think about the fact that they went against Tom Brady last week, and then they turn around and do something against the Bengals, that's back-to-back Super Bowl contenders that we had to face. So that was really nice to see. So what do you have to say about the defense? Do you have some comments?
Well, Micah Parsons is a problem. He ain't going nowhere, and he can't be blocked regularly. Yeah, every once in a while you'll be able to get him and chip him. He is a problem. If you saw the game, he got Burrow off this spot. I mean, a lot. And what that did was that allowed him to go, like, slide over. And then you can do that all day and not get the sack. But our other players, Van Der Esch, Anthony Barr, Donovan Wilson was big. They all came up and made the tackle. That was huge. That's what we always say. Get pressure up the middle, make the quarterback have to get off the spot, and then other plays have to then make the play. And that's what happened yesterday.
I think if I had to say any negative on the defense, it's hard to watch them with some of those fouls for those unnecessary roughness, those little extra things that are, you love the aggression from your defense, but the fact that they're doing that. But you know what, when you think about the whole scheme of everything, it's more of the offense putting the defense into bad positions, and that's something that Cooper Rush didn't do very much of. And I think that's what we were talking about when we were saying that the stars really had to align, whether it was defense, special teams, and offense. He just had to be a game manager. What do you think about him managing the game itself?
Yeah, Cooper Rush, I'm not. Listen, I was holding my breath when they went for it in 4th and 2.
Oh my God, dropped the bat? Yeah.
I saw that ending badly. The fact that it didn't, that's great. But man, to have to do that, I mean, that was sketch. But listen, he got the job done. I mean, I need to apologize to Noah Brown because I had not been high on him, but man, he saved our bacon yesterday. He had 5 targets and 5 catches, and a couple of catches were incredible. Big time catches. I thought as the game went on, I thought that Cooper Rush kind of tightened up a little bit. Halftime, you probably looked at the scoreboard and said, holy shit. Look at us, we're winning. And then as the game went on, it's just like he got tighter and tighter. And the Bengals defense it seemed like they were able to rush the passer better. They were throwing more stuff at Dallas. Obviously, after watching the film, they're professionals. They see. So they, switched. It was up to Dallas to then counter. And they didn't counter the second half. Up until the end, where we, won. If it was another quarter, I would have been afraid. But listen, we got the W. Yeah, Cooper Rush is 2-0 as a starter. Let's move on to the Meadowlands, man. Let's go.
Yeah,
baby.
It's hard to talk trash right there. You had to manage the game, no turnovers. It was really nice to see that. He was very efficient. That 4th down, I kind of thought that they were moving people around more just to kind of fake people out to try to get somebody to jump off sides, and I think maybe they knew that. And then all of a sudden, when saw the ball get hiked, I was like, oh my God, here we go.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so I was like,
you're going to give that team a short field?
Yeah, it's going to be like that. So we got some guys in the comments, for example, Mark Hutchton, he says, Parsons going to wear himself out before the end of the season. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to wear him out before the end of the season. I mean,
Mark,
who else is going to step
20
up?
sacks this year.
Yeah,
if he stays healthy, Mark, he's going to have 20 sacks.
You look at the other side of that coin. It's nice to see a guy step up like Dorrance Armstrong that was able to relieve Parsons of not. It don't have to always be him. And I mean, you want role players to be able to come in and take those steps and be spot players, and hopefully the next guy stands up. So I love the fact that Dorrance Armstrong really stood out in this game. It was game 2, and somebody made the comparison, and I definitely have to agree. When you look at a Randy Gregory and what he would have been in that position compared to Fowler. Fowler, I liked what he was doing as well, but Dorrance Armstrong, with that shorter contract and not as harmful to the Dallas Cowboys, definitely stood out a lot more than obviously Randy Gregory. So seeing these other defensive linemen, I think you've seen some of them kind of disappear, like Osa Digizua and Bohanna, but you don't really see a lot of people trying to run up the middle on us right now. They're trying to more go off those guys to the side in between them and the right and the ends. So that seems to be the area to kind of attack.
Well, I'm very happy with Quentin Bohannon this year. I was worried about him because he tailed off and he wasn't active for most of the second half last year. So the fact that he he lost a lot of that fat and turned it into muscle. He was solid, man. a very solid contributor yesterday. And I don't know if you heard a little moment of silence for John Ridgway. We lost him today to the Washington Commanders.
No. Oh, really?
I'm not happy about that. This is where Dallas rolls the dice, and I was a big Ridgway guy. Why would you keep, like a veteran, that we got out of Houston? Why would we keep him and let Ridgway float out there? You know what I mean? It's just very disappointing. But Bohannon had a good game, and it looks like we're going to be able to stop the run. So up the middle anyway. The edges, we did a lot better yesterday than, week one. We did not, do well week one.
No.
But,
and
hey, listen, Tampa Bay looks like a juggernaut.
I got to say, do you give Tampa a little bit more credit compared to what they just did to the Saints? The Saints, a team that Brady's had problems with in the past. And, hey, I was, other than the touchdown at the very end, I was like, hey, man, maybe Tampa Bay holding them to 3. That'll be a big thing. And then, of course, they scored the touchdown.
Defense is the real deal. We only scored 3. But listen, if you realistically looked at that game last week, it was a close game going into it was a close game. It was a close game for most of the game.
Yeah,
the final score looked ugly.
As we talk about that close game, Angelica Barone makes a great point. Great clutch Maher. Hey, 2 for 2 on the Money Maher. Yeah, exactly. 2 for 2 yesterday, making the money maker. I thought it was far right. I was like, and I was reading the chats as people talked, and people were, obviously the haters were jumping, it's a miss. So I only thought, great, we missed it. So to see him actually pull that one off, that was really, really good. Good for him as well. And you can see a lot of Cowboy fans kind of relieving the past years that he's had any kind of problems. Hey, man, we're welcome.
I always liked him. I mean, listen, man, everybody goes through there. I mean, there's only one Justin Tucker, For the most part, everybody goes through that. But I always liked him. And, when we let him go and we were kind of flip-flopping for a couple of years, it didn't make any sense. I'm glad he's back. I said he was going to win the job when he came back. And I'll tell you one thing, he kicked that ball with authority to win the game. Because if he didn't, it would have went wide right. It was still on the uprise when it went through the uprights. Very impressive, but hey, I'm happy for him. It's Dallas. There's nothing like it. There's no more pressure than like it is in DFW. Kicking for the Cowboys.
There was a lot of people that really stood out that were getting crap. Maria Alvarez brings somebody up. Diggs was getting a lot of crap. When you look at his numbers, they looked really good. I mean, obviously there were some times where he just dived. He's trying to get that ball, man. You can just see him flying around out there, and I'm with a lot of fans. You could see in week 1 where it looked like he was very hesitant about getting in there and trying to tackle. But, I mean, come on, man. You had Fournette. I mean, you see how big of a running back that is?
Yeah. He made a business decision. Listen, that wasn't the reason why they lost last week. But listen, when he was lined up on Jamar Chase, he gave up 2 catches for, 14 yards? 19 yards, something like that? That's shutting him down big time. So I think that calms the waters. I want to hear what people have to say. I want to see who else does that against Jamar Chase for the rest of the year. But make no mistake, Trayvon Diggs is a playmaker. He's going to make plays on the ball. We're going to get frustrated at times with him because he's going to just miss it. The guy's going to make a catch. He's going to make the pick. He's going to make a pick 6. He's going to make a pick when we need it, and we're going to be like, great play. So that comes with the territory.
So as we're talking about certain positions, I'm going to jump on the offense in the sense of we're going to go back to Noah Brown and we're going to go again to Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, to me, really, man, you need him of all this time now to be able to make his moves, to be a security blanket for a quarterback, not to be a guy that's fumbling out there, being your franchise tag guy, wanting a multi-million-dollar contract, and then you kind of perform like that. I mean, you're almost coughing up the game at the very end. You need to be clutch, man. You want to talk about a new contract, but
I thought that was it.
Anybody talks crap, he's automatically defriending them and he's automatically blocking them. And it's like, I don't want to hear the negative. Well, you need to listen. You need to just step up.
Listen, man, hold on to the football. No, just like you have to know. There was, I mean, I saw a play yesterday where like a receiver caught the ball, was 3 yards past the first down. Okay, if he would have just fell down, not for the Dallas game, but you need to. But then he decided to cut back because he wanted to make a bigger play, and then he didn't get the first down. Like Schultz needs to know. You're not that extra yard don't mean nothing at that point. Protect the ball. You have to expect the backside guy is coming, and that's what his job is to punch the ball out. He's got to be better, man. That's more because we hadn't done nothing up to that point, and then we put a good drive together. We get down to the red zone and we turn it over. I'm like, here we go again. It was like flashbacks to 2 years ago.
Yeah, when I was looking at that offense, I was looking at last year's because I was putting that little tape together for the beginning for Cooper Rush. So when I was watching the Minnesota game, I saw there was Cedric Wilson stood up. He just definitely helped Cooper Rush, relieve some of that stress. And you saw, and I was like, who is going to be that guy? And at no point did I ever think Noah Brown was going to be that guy. Even when you really honestly take a second to think about it, it all makes sense of why Noah Brown would be that guy. Them going on the second team together, always going against the defense, stuff like that. And so it makes sense.
It does make sense with Rush. You're right. Bottom line is we got a 3rd round pick. We got other guys that I wanted to see ahead of him, but I give it props. I apologize to him. He stepped up, and without Noah Brown, we don't win the game yesterday. So as a Cowboy fan, thank you, Noah. Hopefully you can keep this up.
So Mark is giving us crap. He's like, "Come on, guys! Schultz just dropped one ball. It's the fumble. That I'm more."
Yeah, it's just a fumble, Mark. At that time,
he tends to do that at certain times,
and it's happened a few times in the past. You got to watch out for that backside guy, that trail guy, that's coming. It was just frustrating because we finally got something going. At the end, it didn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thank you.
I expect him to have a big year. Hopefully his PCL isn't that big a deal and he can play Monday night. But if not, Hendershot and Ferguson, let's go.
How do you think the offensive line played? Like when I was looking at it, I thought they played pretty well.
Listen, they played pretty well. I tell you one thing, Steele had a bounce back game. Wasn't dominant, but had a bounce back game. But him and Zach Martin were opening up some holes on the right side. The rookie, had a good game.
Yep.
The only buddy that I thought struggled a little bit was the center Biotish. I felt like he was getting pushed back a little bit. It didn't hurt him, but if you notice in the second half, they could not run up the middle behind him. They could not. He was getting pushed back.
There were some moments where I saw some miscommunication in the sense of the rollout, not holding their block long enough, jumping to their block. So, so the other guy couldn't get to their block because they didn't hold the block. So there was like little stuff where, because they've only been working with each other for a short amount of time that you don't understand what's going on. It's something that comes with time. So I did like the fact that they did keep Cooper Rush up for the most of the time. And so that was something that Dak didn't have the luxury of. And obviously the defense is a wholly different defense. And so that's the good thing. I mean, you're going into this next coming week of a Giants team that's been playing pretty well.
Giants, yes, they have been playing well. See, the difference is, the defense last night didn't have to worry about Rush leaving the pocket and running. So if they would play against Dak, they couldn't play the same way necessarily because there was a few times I'm like, Rush, just run the ball. There was a wide opening, but he didn't, and he was looking for the play. There was a few times the ball got tipped, but hey, it was ugly. But a backup did what he's supposed to do, and win you one game. Now we'll see going forward. What is he going to do on the road in New York? It's a game with. If we had Dak, I like us winning that. I really wouldn't be worried about it. Now, are we going to come back to earth and just, have a crap game and not be able to move the ball? I hope not. I hope we can build off of this because, we need to split one of the next 2 games as well. We got 2 division games coming up. We need to win at least one of them. Hopefully both.
Yeah, we got some people talking about the defense. It worried me when the defense couldn't handle the run. Yeah, they definitely have a certain angle that they seem to be able to run because our ends love to get upfield, and of course our
I
defensive.
thought they did good, though.
Yeah.
I really thought they did well. I mean, that team was in a Super Bowl, and they upgraded their O-line. Regardless of how bad Lyell played, they upgraded them. I think the only returning guy is like their left guard, maybe. They went out and got 4 brand new people. Now they're 0-2, but as you could tell, that's a talented team. When they put it together, they will get on a roll.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree as well. I think it's going to be one of those mid-season type of performances that they all of a sudden start kicking into gear once their O-line kind of starts to get together. Like I was just talking about our O-line where the timing's not there. You're not holding your blocks. Linnell's not getting having to go against Parsons every single week. I mean, that helps too. But I love, as much as I was embarrassed for him, I did like to see Parsons kind of just manhandling Linnell Collins. And just in the sense of just how this offseason kind of like fell and just all the trouble that he's kind of caused. So it was just nice to kind of just see him get put on his ass a couple of times. So I know when I think the bigger
got abused yesterday.
Was that Lael? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Lyell got abused. Nothing to be ashamed of because Mike is doing that to a lot of people. But Lyell abused him yesterday. Anybody that says, well, all these ESPN guys, they want to run their mouth. Oh, you lost Lyell Collins. Yeah. Okay. He's not as good as Terrence Steele anymore. That's the bottom line. Does he have moments where he plays good? Yeah. But we're not paying you for moments, bro. I would say down in and down out, he wasn't worth it. And it was time to move on. I think he got rid of him at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Colleen Fuller, what's going on? I Love Weed says...
Colleen Fuller, what's up?
He says, Thornock to me didn't look good. Yeah, there was times. That's what I'm saying. Like, when he had to pull and actually help with the running game, so when he actually had to pull to kind of be that lead blocker, he wasn't fast enough to get around. And that's when you saw the defensive guys being able to stop the run because he wasn't getting out there fast enough. So I don't think that's the best part of his game. But I did like that he was holding his blocks. When he was pushing forward, he was doing pretty good. He was getting to the next level. But I do agree with you. I Love Weed in the sense that he didn't look good at times, and that was the times I'm like, okay, who's number? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Why is he over there with Zach Martin? Okay, he pulled on that. And
right,
so that was
exactly.
A lot of that. So I'm definitely with you on the sense. And then Colleen says, who do you think is going to win, the Eagles or the Vikings?
What do you think, man? What do you think? I have my opinion, but I'm curious.
I think the Eagles. Unfortunately, I would love to see the Vikings do it. It's if the football gods are kind to us, they will.
Yeah,
but the Vikings
they're
going to
be 2-0
last week that it's like yeah.
Eagles are going to be 2-0. I think it's going to be an emotional night. I'm curious to see it because they could easily lose the game. But again, like my 23-20 pick, I think they're going to win the game. It's going to be rough to win on a Monday night in Philly. Unfortunately, I think they win a close game. I do.
How many guys are watching the Buffalo Tennessee game right now? Because right now I just saw Stephon Diggs make a hell of a catch on the sideline.
Yeah, you already got one touchdown pass and he's rolling already. So you'll have me in fantasy this week.
Don't
hey, listen, man. Dude, I'm gonna good game you. Like me and my buddies, that's what we do. Like when we used to shoot pool like halfway through the game or like on a real tough shot. But God, man, good game. Good game. It was like getting in somebody's head.
I'll tell you,
good game, man.
Game is shove it up your.
Good game, man. Good game. No, hey, listen, I scored 130 some points, man. I'll take that every week.
Dude, man, did you see Porter Rock over there? He's scoring like 150 points. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah, come on,
he had
got
like
lucky.
the magazine out while he was. Well, the analysts tell me I should take come on, Rock, really, dude?
He got lucky. He was auto drafted.
I don't know, man. Like I look at his lineup, and I'm like, man, he got a good lineup. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
he does. But that all goes around with the idiots who auto drafted around him.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. That's why I don't like online drafts, because if a couple guys don't show up in the auto drafts, a lot of times they'll give you like 3 quarterbacks or 9 running backs, something stupid, and they'll leave good players for the guy that's not auto drafting. So anyway, Angelica, what's going on? James Nooks, there he is,
Oh,
dude.
James. Okay, James.
We got to get him
You gotta
on.
get your ass on here.
We got to
man.
get you involved, James. Let's
Yeah.
go, man.
So
You got
I
the
got your
man
number.
cave, too. I love it.
I'll text you and stuff. We got to get you on there. There's gonna be a couple of people that are gonna be bringing on throughout the year.
Yeah, I want to bring James Nooks on. He's got a good. He's definitely got good opinions,
Oh yeah, I love
knowledge
it.
of the game.
So hopefully he'll agree with that. But anyways,
Yeah, I love weed. Your squad looking good, man.
So I'm very, very happy. Obviously, going into this week, that makes the content a little bit easier to make. Going into this New York game, I'm feeling a little bit better than I would have, obviously, after a loss. But I wouldn't have been surprised because obviously the type of game we were going into. So I love the fact, hopefully, the Cooper Rush can continue the momentum. I think I flashed back to his preseason games where there wasn't a whole lot of movement. But then I look how many starters were actually playing, and so I still think the weakest link is obviously Kellen Moore. There's some moments in there that I do question what he was thinking. Why are you pitching to the outside to Zeke when Tony Pollard is the outside guy? There was a lot of questionable stuff there, and I think that's just going to keep poking its ugly head throughout the season, and that's unfortunately that's the problem.
Yeah, well, I got questions for anybody in the chat or you. Was Mike McCarthy calling plays? I keep hearing this conspiracy theory. I did see him with a play chart in his something in his hand. But was he calling plays? Does anybody know that he was calling plays? I find it hard to believe that he was calling plays. Or maybe he threw an idea out there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I think the rumors, stand stronger is because obviously the offense did look efficient, So it's like
look at that.
Was it a pick?
Wow. I don't know if anybody saw that.
So is it a pick? See?
No, it's incomplete. I thought it was a fumble.
Oh, yeah. He threw it forward. Like, you just good
Maybe.
game me?
Let's see.
Don't good game me. See?
Good game, man. Good game.
See, Bryan just good game me, guys. You saw it. But anyway,
I got
so
JJ.
I was very excited about it yesterday. I was on my edge of my seat. I could see the comeback coming. I could see that our offense, if they cannot get some drives together, whether it's with Dak or without him, if they can't get some drives going at later on in the game, you're going to tire this defense out, and I think that's going to be a problem further down if you cannot just keep on the rhythm. I mean, Kellen Moore, you got obviously you can understand why they kind of shied away from some of the running game because there were moments that it was being shut down. I'm not going to lie. Zeke didn't look like himself in that sense of running tough. But, I mean, it was tough running. So I like the fact that he was getting positive yards. There were some times where he wasn't.
I was disappointed in the play calling in the second half. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, it was a good first half. But, NFL, the teams are going to make adjustments. And then you come out and you do that. I thought he didn't have a good game. Everybody, I thought they won despite of Kellen Moore. I thought they won because of a couple great plays by Noah Brown. I thought Cooper Rush made 2 unbelievable throws, ballsy throws, dropped back, planted his foot, threw a ball to a spot. And when you look at it, it like cleared the defender's hand and dropped right in there. This is the NFL. Like I was saying before, Dak's a better quarterback, but your windows, for the most part, are going to be small in the NFL. You have to throw the ball on time to a spot and be on the same page with your receivers. And that's the one thing where you said, with all the work that Cooper Rush had and Noah Brown, that's what won us the game. I'm telling you, that's what won us the game. That was a good point because that's all they do is work together. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, you could see some timing stuff. There were some times
maybe when Dak comes back, it may not be as good with Noah as it is with Cooper.
No, when you saw there were some times where Noah was going out and Cooper Rush was throwing the ball before the cut was even made, and knowing that his guy was going to make that cut. And so you could see the ball get dropped in there. That was one of those nice sideline, like it was going up to the middle to the side with Noah Brown. So, I mean, you could definitely see the connection there. And I think that's where you see, hopefully Dak, you see those type of things with Schultz. You heard that with Houston as well, too. You're hoping one day he picks that up with CeeDee Lamb, but I just don't see it there, man. They don't seem to have that connection. It was a lot of stuff that, like, for example, that you saw Dak with Dez Bryant. No matter how much Dez Bryant was a great wide receiver, there just wasn't that connection.
But that's on CD, though. He needs to get open. I mean, he
doesn't get a lot
I don't
of
know
separation.
how much they're doubling him, honestly. We'll see. There's already been one game with him and Dak. I don't know how much they're doubling CD. He just needs to run better routes. You don't have to be the fastest guy. If you run a good route, you can get open in this league. Look at Jason Witten.
Yeah.
he got open for the 12 years. He wasn't a fast guy. He was a great route runner. So
and that's where I want to see other guys step up as well too. I mean, I want to see Jake Ferguson a little bit more. I want to see Henderson.
Yeah.
So I want to see the other guys get involved a little bit more. But that goes in one ear and out the other when it comes to this coaching staff. A lot of the stuff.
Well, I think Gallup coming back is going to help.
Yes.
You have to account for Michael Gallup. So, I think Houston looks a little overmatched out there. As much as we liked them in the preseason, hasn't showed me nothing. If we're gonna go with a guy like that, put in a rookie, Tolbert, and let's see what he's got. He's got a bigger upside. But hey, listen, man, we got to win. So, I don't think this is the day to nitpick. So I just need to look at be happy with it. But
yeah. I think that's how it's going to have to be this next couple of games. Obviously, the stars have to align for these things. But, again, the defense being the way that it is, the potential for the special teams. Now, whether you got a kicker that can kick long field goals, and, he's going to make it. You're going to have his misses here or there. But you have a potential.
Oh, no. Mark, are we good, chat? I think we can beat. Yeah, I guess we're good.
Yeah, I didn't see us lose anything.
Okay.
It says that I've had some issues. I've had some Wi-Fi things here or there. So I appreciate you guys. Y'all lost connection 5 minutes ago?
That's what I read. I don't know if it was him or he meant us, because everything is dark now. So.
What do you mean dark?
Like all the comments, but that's fine. I think it's okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Anybody in the chat make a comment? Are we good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah,
Jeff,
none of them are blue or anything. That's weird.
Yeah, Jeff's saying y'all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's not blue. Mary needs to be a mod, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So.
But anyways,
positive,
in the long run,
people.
there's a lot of positives. Kellen Moore obviously going to be the negative. As much as the offense looked good, if he can put a game plan together and not just for the first half and just kind of game plan his whole, every single, get it like how many series really is there throughout a whole game? Like 7, 8, So, if the fact that if he can put like 7 or 8 drives together and just somebody needs to sit down with him, whether it's a guy that used to be in there, some mentor or something, like this is your package of plays that are third down plays. This is once you get 20 yards, something as well. But like to not learn and not be able to, call the situation correctly, I think that's always going to be the problem is going forward. And I'm going to be beating this horse through the whole season. So, what do you have to say about Kellen Moore?
Yeah. That's going to be the theme of the year. Kellen Moore, which is not good. When you're talking about your offensive coordinator, that means your coordinator, that means something ain't going right. I don't know. Did you guys, and I'm going to get negative again, but did you see the damn sweep again that lost 9 yards? What are we doing with the sweeps? Why are we doing it? People, why?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Why are we doing it? We don't have Dion back there. I don't understand it. That totally screwed that whole drive up. It's like, okay, we're doing good. Let's lose 9 yards.
Yeah, he doesn't see that connection.
This is ridiculous.
Each time
you asked me about Kellen, that pissed me off. On a good night, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go.
So we're going to be coming back, of course, on Saturday, our normal time, 7 p.m. Going to be talking about the New York Giants game. We're going to probably have some guys on here just so we can, get a group of us talking about what each person thinks, how they felt about, before even the Cincinnati Bengals game. What were you guys thinking about the team in general, and then how do you feel going into this week's game, of course, the New York Giants, where I thought, obviously, at the beginning of the year, New York Giants, that's an automatic win. You're not looking at them automatically anymore. Actually, with this past week, beating the Panthers.
The Giants are 2-0. Let's give them credit, but they haven't played great. They haven't played that great. Our defense is going to, I don't think Daniel Jones is going to sleep too much this week if he watches the film, which he will. Our defense is going to keep us in every game. We will not go to New York and get blown out. It's whether our offense can build on what they did in the first half and the last drive of yesterday's game.
I could see New York definitely. I could definitely see New York having a problem with our defense. I mean, they're division rivals, so divisions always doesn't matter whether one team is bad, one team is good. They're always usually close games. It's not very many years that Dallas is going to go in there and blow every single divisional team out like they did last year. But, this team has definitely improved, and they played some pretty tough games. So I'm definitely looking forward to a scrapper when it comes. When do they actually play? They play September 26th at 8:15. So that's the Monday night game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we play Monday night in New York. I was originally going, but I'm not going now. I can't go. I ain't gonna put the money out to watch Cooper. I mean, I could, but
you'll probably get cheaper tickets now.
Save it for down. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Look at this. But yeah, listen, man. If we could somehow win them both, if we can win the next 2 weeks, we are sitting pretty. Because just remember, I'll take a split. We have to split. I mean, we have to split. These are 2 divisional games. You've already lost 1 NFC game. We have to at least split, but if we can win them both, because our schedule gets light from the middle season to the end.
And Philly gets harder.
I told you guys after the first month of the season, there's a chance we're going to be not in first place. If we can win the next 2, then it might be a wrap because our schedule gets easy and it could be scary. We're going to run off, some wins.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, looking at the schedule. So
James Nook is right. We got Tennessee and Buffalo just battling each other right now. You see them going back and forth. Yeah, I know.
I'm watching it. No, James.
It's
as long as Tennessee has the ball and they just hold the ball for minutes at a time, I think I'll have a shot against Phil here.
You're doing that whole keep it out of his hands.
This is what's wrong with fantasy, James. Like you start not worrying about the game.
Yeah, you're not watching the game.
I hate
just
that.
Hope that one quarterback doesn't do really well.
Well, that's like my son. He was like, he's just every other thing, and I was breaking his stones. I'm like, what's the matter? You got he had Cincinnati's second receiver. I'm like, what's the matter? You rooting for him? And then all of a sudden he started catching the ball in the second half. I'm like, dude, I got Mixon, I got Jamar Chase. I hope they get nothing. I'll be happy. So exactly. I can't do that. I can't be rooting against my squad.
That's funny. That is funny. Because Mary Alvarez says, yeah, Carson Wentz is always going to do Carson Wentz things. So we're good. Commander Wentz or whatever equal to Captain Crunch. He can just go sell his cereal somewhere else because I'm not going to, to me, he's a lot like Jameis Winston. Good potential quarterback. Probably going to get you some wins. Definitely better than what you guys have had there in the sense of the Commanders. But, he's going to eventually do, you're right. He's going to do his Wentz thing. He's going to turn the ball over. Look what he did last year. Indianapolis was right there in the playoff hunt. All they had to do was go against Jacksonville and just win that game. And how many 3 to 5 picks he threw in that game? Eventually he's going to do that to Washington. So I don't really take him as serious. I mean, obviously he's more of a threat than what was that other Heineke? Was the other guy?
Taylor Heineke. Yeah,
I liked him. I thought he was not too bad.
As a backup, he's fine.
Good backup though.
Yeah.
So anyways, what do you want to say to the guys, to the chat, Brian, before we go ahead and take off, sir?
I would say, listen, we're 1-1. If you would have said 3 weeks ago, we'll be 1-1 after the first 2 weeks. I would be happy with it, especially playing Tampa and Cincinnati.
That's what we kind of call it.
Yeah, I always want to win them both, but realistically, you say 1-1. I had it the other way. Who freaking cares? We're 1-1. Now we have 2 divisional games back to back. We need to be on our game. We need all hands on deck. This is a big game on Monday night. Everybody's talking their junk about the Giants this, Giants that. The media is just waiting for us. They're waiting for us to shoot ourselves in the foot. And if we go into New York on Monday night and make a statement, that would be great, man. That would be great.
That'll definitely put the people on the people's radar. I agree. I definitely agree.
And I would say, listen, we have something. We're starting to get rolling on Saturday nights. I'll be here with Phil. We'll probably have a guest on or two, 7 o'clock, and get ready for next week, man.
Yeah. And then most likely what'll happen is the Tuesday we'll go ahead and do the game after.
We're gonna do a wrap up. I mean, I didn't know there was 2 games tonight. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe we could have went at 7.
A little bit early. That way we're not in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
to beat the game. But regardless, we'll be here Monday or Tuesday, depending, and every Saturday night.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna grow the channel.
Yes, I appreciate all your guys' support. I love that you guys come through. I'm seeing new names as well too, and I love seeing that, man. You guys are amazing. I mean, the fact that I can count on you guys to always be here. We're talking. I see you guys in other chats, and I love conversating with you guys. You guys making amazing points, and definitely there's a lot of content that I also come up with because some of the content that you guys may talk about as well too. So definitely keep swinging back around. I cannot wait to just see how this thing grows, and obviously I can't sit still, and I always have to kind of update my graphics. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the old ending. With my ending I just made this week, so hopefully I'll change that up. But Bryan, thank you for always being here, and we'll always continue doing our things. And of course, you got your channel, so you guys haven't checked out Bryan's channel.
GameTime Bryan, otherwise known as the Mailman. Come check me out. I only got 1 video. I'm getting there. I've been real busy at work, but I'm getting there. Come check me out.
Yeah, sorry about losing connection, guys. The iffy Comcast sometimes. That's how I kind of saw it coming. I tried to reset it before.
He lives in Florida. He lives in the.
Yeah.
He's down in the islands. So.
Yeah, they're telling you go outside, go enjoy a beach or something, man. Quit being on the internet. Sound like your parents out there.
Thanks, Angelica. Love you, sweetie. JoJo, great show. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Seriously.
Nooks, I want you involved, my man. You got a lot to bring, so
I appreciate that, man.
Definitely
really
let Phil get your info.
Oh yeah, I got your
guys,
number,
get on
so
the same
I'll give you
page.
a text. I'll try to get everything. Get Cole's Cowboys back
Brooklyn
in here.
Joe, what up?
Brooklyn Joe got the knowledge. Show's great. Off to watch the Eagles lose. Man, I can get behind that. But anyways,
I want to go take some allergy meds. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Meatloaf.
Probably.
All right. See you guys later. I appreciate
people.
you guys stopping by, man.
How about a hug?
Oh, I hate goodbyes.
See ya. If I see you first.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
Goodbye.